Hello, friends, and welcome to
Hi.
the Cinemondo podcast with Captain Mark and Burk, talking about movies and movie
Yes.
trailers
Yes.
And title announcements.
and title announcements. Yeah. And
Title
dogs and how dogs are in movies. How are dogs treated in films?
Not
How do
good.
how do we address the issue of dogs
We
in
need to stop
film?
killing dogs in film. That's my wish
That's-
for
I know.
all filmmakers is stop it.
I know.
I do
Yeah.
not like
It's
it.
such
Yeah,
a it's
John
such a
Wick.
ch-
Yeah.
it's such a cheapie. It's such a cheap sort of story point. It's just sort of like like I
Very
don't need to see
manipulative.
that in the movie. Yeah, it's just exploitive. Doesn't work. But this film is titled Mudhol, Mudhol, which is I'm not familiar, but it's a dog breed, an Indian dog breed. that
It's a
looks very much-
hound. It's like a sight, like a tracing, like a tracking dog who
Yeah.
chases down prey. It has really good eyesight. It's like a greyhound or a Saluki.
Oh,
Right. Very, very handsome dog.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I looked up the breed. So that's the title of it, but it stars Vikram Ravichandran, who is the son of veteran Kannada actor Crazy Star.
Crazy
the
Star.
Ravichandran. So
So he's the
Crazy-
son of Ravi Chandran. Okay.
He's the Crazy Star's son.
So he's not crazy. Is he crazy baby star? Like, what's his real, what's his title?
just plain old
the full
Vikram.
title.
Okay, so he's just going to
Yeah.
go with Vikram. All right.
Yeah.
Fine.
And this is a gangster drama, like I said, Kannada film industry.
Cool.
And it's called Mudhol. And this is Vikram's second film after Trivikrama, which came out last year, which is
Okay.
kind of a cool title.
Yeah, that's a
um,
very cool title.
So the dog is
So-
like a tracker kind of dog. So maybe he's like tracking a bad guy or something.
Yeah, maybe and actually this breed originated in India. It's a specific an Indian breed,
Oh.
so that's kind of cool too. You don't
Yeah.
hear a lot about Indian dogs, so I'm
No.
interested in seeing that.
So
Cool.
let's take a look. I don't know the release date right off the top of my head, but it's coming, I think, during the summer. I think it's like a
All right.
July or August thing. So let's take a look
All right,
at
let's
this
see
film.
what this looks like.
Here we go.
All right. No animals harmed. That's good to know.
Countdown begins.
There's a lot to love in that trailer. And first of all, the logo with a little dog in it. Oh my god.
I would say
Right now.
VKR and WTF. What was going on with it?
I know.
I know it's a lot of initials going on, but that's the best entry for any dog I've ever seen.
Yeah, they did the slow motion, freeze frame, slow motion thing
got
that
the
they usually
knife.
do with the action stars,
Right. Yeah.
which was
So
kind of
good.
funny.
Yeah.
I know it almost looks like the dog came in and killed everyone, and the guy was just relaxing while he did the work, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'm
That
kind
was
of
really
surprised the dog wasn't wearing sunglasses. That, putting
That's true.
sunglasses on a dog is a thing that was a big deal in, I guess, the 90s. It was every time you'd see a dog in a movie, they were wearing Ray-Bans,
Mhm.
Oh,
Or
that's
the
true. That's
handlebars of a motorcycle or something, or a bike.
Yeah.
That you
Wearing a
see
little
that a lot here in
helmet,
LA. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this guy had the confidence to share the screen with this amazingly cute dog. So points for that. And I guess what was happening there, I guess it looks like he was a cook in a prison.
Or
And then they came in and for
butcher
some reason
shop,
they're gonna take him out. Yeah, they're gonna take because they were all seemed like he was chained up like he was the cook. And then they
Yeah.
all came in waiting to be fed. And he had other things in mind. He's feeding his dog first.
Right. He slid the dog dish to the dish to
Oh,
the
And
dog.
he slid the hell out of that dog dish too. Did you see how? I mean, that was a classic. I mean, you just push it and it just continues to slide. I think they
there was
put
probably a lot of
spray-
grease on the floor from the meat.
Well, I was about to say they probably sprayed WD-40 on the bottom of that thing and it
Some chicken
slides.
fat to make that work. No, that
Yeah.
was hilarious because the door opened. You're expecting him to come
Yeah.
out looking all cool, and then the dog comes out holding the knife, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
Definitely,
like-
it looks like there's a comedy element to this. for
Yes,
sure.
there's,
Very
I
funny.
hope there's a sense of humor to it because it definitely came off like we're just kind of goofing around with all this sort of like
Yeah.
ultraviolet stuff.
They're
with the
making fun
dog.
of the tropes, and then they're kind of
It
he's looking at the
seems
camera
like
yeah, it looks a little cheeky. And then the poster, I have this poster that kind of gives you. I love he's holding the bone and the dog has a knife. That is funny.
Yeah.
So, I do like that, and the
He's got
dog
his
is
big
cool.
butcher knife.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
a
got a
dog
big-
is cool. Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
cool looking dog, like just very cute. And I love how even in the trailer you saw kind of how the lighting kind of went through his ears and his skin, like where his leg
Right.
was.
Mhm.
Thin skin, very cute. So that is great. And the logo has a dog in it. The title's the name of the dog breed. So it could be a double meaning, like maybe
Right.
it has something to do with him. But it looks
Being
very
treated
intriguing.
like a dog. Like I always hate those
Yeah,
terms where
yeah.
people say you're a dog, and meaning that you're
Yeah,
a
it's
bad
negative.
person. I've always
Yeah.
thought I would love to be a dog. I would love to have a personality of a dog. And I think when they do that in films, that like the corresponding the idea of a dog being bad and
Yeah.
then turning that around and showing you how good dogs are or whatever, like
You're a dirty dog. It's like first of
Yeah.
all, dogs are good, and it's a person's fault the dog is dirty. I'm just saying.
yeah,
This-
well,
and
it's-
Of
I don't want to
course.
bring up John
Dogs
Wick
aren't-
again because we talk about John Wick
Yeah.
a lot because it's this
Yeah.
new own genre. But I mean, he does have a dog and he is a gangster. So I'm just saying this is relevant to this genre to bring out the dog, even though this does look like it
But-
might have a little bit more comedy in it.
But he's in prison, right? And wouldn't it be interesting if there was a story where somebody in prison somehow trains a dog to help him escape?
Maybe that's what happened.
To bring him a knife, because nobody would
Yeah.
suspect a dog just wandering into the prison or something, but he's like secretly carrying a knife or some kind of thing in his mouth
Yeah.
and bringing, or maybe helping
It's
him
a cool,
dig
it's
a
a
hole.
cool idea. It's like,
Well,
yeah,
it's
'cause
like
they,
the
they-
dig,
they-
That's
and dogs
true.
come into prisons to,
Yeah, people don't notice.
as a friendly, help the prisoners out. That
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know a dog that does that, and it's really that'd be a cool idea to turn that around and say, how do you get that dog to help you escape? That's a
That's
cool.
Right.
I also
And
like how
dogs
they
love
did.
to dig,
They like digging. I like how they played with tropes like they have him cooking and they show him grab the cleaver and he's looking kind of badass. He turns on and go chopping up the food, and then they have him grabbing the big knife and he's just licking the rice off of it. Like they keep teasing the weapon, but then using it for what it's originally intended for, which I thought was kind of
Right.
Yeah.
so there's a lot that was really fun in this. I'm very intrigued by this movie, clearly, because anything with animals in it, I'm all over it. But I have to be very careful, make sure that animal does not die.
But friends, we have to point out that if you are going to do that kind of thing, do not do that at home. If you're chopping raw meat with a knife, do not lick that knife. That is not good.
That was a different knife. That was a cleaver. He licked his big, long, like machete-looking knife.
No,
That was
if
the
you're
rice
chopping
knife.
up raw chicken or something,
don't
and
lick
you
that
don't
knife.
want to go. You
Oh.
don't wanna go.
You will regret that. Yeah, don't do
Yeah.
it. Which also was maybe a tease, like just all that raw meat.
That'd be in
Yeah.
and as salmonella, you know.
In and
Yeah.
as Mudhol the dog is in and as he gets the credit.
Yeah.
We
So
don't want our listeners to get salmonella.
No, that's
I
for
actually
sure.
really like this teaser. I thought it was really fun. I'm anxious to see a full length of this, see where the dog
Yeah.
goes.
I think him at the end, you're looking at the camera saying, you know, whatever he said of all these dead bodies, you know,
Yeah.
coming
Yeah.
soon over. It's like, okay, we get it. It's kind of a goof. Yeah.
It is. They're just being funny. I know
A
he
little bit
pulls
like a
guy.
Motley Crue music video or something there at the end.
It was very funny. It was very funny.
Sort of
Motley Crue.
old hair metal video from the 80s or something.
I think Kip Winger's in this. No,
Yeah.
He's a crazy star. I want the dog to get his own credit. His kind of crazy rocking dog star.
Rocking crazy dog credit. Yeah.
I want that credit.
Well, the dog actually would be in and as because the title is the
True.
dog.
That's true.
I
In and
believe.
as. That's right.
and
Yeah.
as Mudhol. Interesting.
I am genuinely. We're making fun, but I am genuinely completely on board for this movie.
I'm not making fun.
No, it looks.
I think we're addressing it in the
funny.
spirit with which it
Yes,
was made.
it's a
you know?
comedy.
I
Clearly,
agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
It has that edge. Again, they're sort of
comedy.
winking at the camera, like, you know, you've seen this kind of trailer
Yeah.
1,000 times before. We're going to
Yeah.
bring a little different angle to it, and hopefully,
and this
you'll
is
get
just the
it.
title teaser. Hope and see lots more of this
Yeah.
dog in the actual trailer. So,
Yeah, cool.
all right,
Yeah.
All right, that's it. Mudhol
What does he
coming
do?
soon.
be a good boy.
Yes. Stay.